Om. 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 Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkrupatamaham vande paramanandamadavam sadashiva samarambham Shankaracharya madhyamam asmadacharya paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. We are seeing now third chapter of Bhagavad Gita. To begin with, Arjuna had a doubt. Bhagwan, in the earlier chapter, had praised Atma-jnana, Brahma-jnana, and the state of a Brahma-jnani called Sita-prajna. Arjuna was naturally attracted by this. This Atma-jnana, Brahma-jnana is so great and it should be gained. At the same time, Krishna had told that Karmani evate adhikaraha. Your jurisdiction is only karma. Not only that, almost he had condemned the karma. Durena havaram karma. Far, far fetched karma is. Arjuna had the doubt. If Atma-jnana, Brahma-jnana is superior, and if karma is dreaded because it binds to the samsara, why should Bhagavan, not only I am a devotee of Bhagavan, but he is my friend also. Why should he give me something which is not desirable? Bhagavan clarifies, Arjuna, no doubt, Atma-jnana, Brahma-jnana is the highest, most desired. But to get it, you should deserve it. And this deservedness is in terms of the disposition, the nature of the mind. A mind which is capable of withdrawing itself from its preoccupation in the world. In that disposition, the Chaitanya Swarupa Atma, our real nature, gets reflected as it is. We are aware of it. That is what experiencing the Atma Swarupa. And we discover ourselves to be Paramananda Swarupa, totally free from sorrows. But if that disposition called Shuddha Antakarana, pure mind, is not there, what I told you so far will be only a piece of information. Maybe it will prompt you to proceed further. But you will not be able to attain, gain the promised result in terms of your first-hand discovery of yourself as Paramananda Swarupa, free from sorrow, free from birth and death. Therefore, having that frame of mind, that disposition which enables us to know ourselves with reality becomes indispensable, for which karma, with the attitude of karma yoga, alone is the means. Now, please remember, in the context of Vedanta, in the context of spirituality, when Shastra speaks of karma, karma means action. Here, the bare minimum necessary actions or karmas to keep our body going on are excluded. They are not taken into account. When the jnani also may have to undergo them. But when we say karma in this context, actions, karmas taken as our duties or to fulfill our desires. Especially, the word is used in the context of varnashrama dharma. Depending on the status of life, depending on which varna one belongs, Shastras have recommended duties. Discharging those duties, that is that karma. Present day, varnashrama dharma is not that in much practice, but depending on one's status in life, depending on one's status in society, status in nation, and a citizen of the world, what becomes one's duty, one has to deserve, and it should deserve. Why? This world is based on wheel of action. Of course, we are taking it for the purification of the mind to gain the knowledge, to get Shuddhanta Karana with the Karma Yoga. Even otherwise, even for an ignorant person who may not be a seeker, spiritual seeker, who may not be interested in the what? Atma-jnana, Brahma-jnana. And yet, for that person, much more is inevitable, the karma, because here's the wheel of action. The harmony, give and take. We may not know, but the truth is, for our very existence as an individual, we depend on many phenomenal powers. They are called deities, adhisthana devatas. They do their functions because of which you are able to live, but we have to contribute. From that standpoint, the inevitability of karma also was pointed out. In short, an ignorant person can never give up karma. He has to continue the karma, but it is for his advantage, for his good, if that karma is taken in the karma yoga attitude. Now, there is an exception. For any rule, one who is Atmarati, one who revels in one's Swarupa and oneself, Atma Truptaha, contented with oneself, doesn't want anything else. Atma Santushta, happy with oneself. Tasya karyam na vidyati. He has no duties at all. Because he has nothing to get from karma. Desires he doesn't have. Moksha, Atma Dhyana is already got. Means he has already got the Shuddhanta Karana. Such person is exempted from karma. Otherwise, all must take to karma. There is no exception, escape from that. For this, Bhagavan gave the illustration of great masters like King Janaka. Look at Janaka, emperor. By karma only, finally got the knowledge. Now, in our Shastras, Janaka is described at two stages. At one stage is the ignorant person, doing karma for antakarana shuddhi with karma yoga attitude. At other places, is described as Atmajnani, Brahmajnani, and yet ruling the empire. Karma says, if Janaka were a mukshu, ignorant person, he has done karma for the Antakara Shuddhi, and as a jnani, he was ruling the kingdom. It was for what is called as Loka Sangraha, for the good of humanity. In fact, Janaka wanted to take sannyasa, but his guru said, no, you have to rule the empire. You obey, because the guru said, command. So like that, Arjuna, even if I give benefit of doubt to you, that you are a jnani, there is no harm for you to fight the battles of your karma. Your karma is to fight the battle. That's the context now. Adharma is in danger. Adharma is rampant. Dharma is in danger. You have to fight the one. You are not loser. If you have got doubt about yourself, Arjuna, look at me. Me, Bhagwan Krishna, look at me. I have nothing that is not got from this world. I have nothing that is to be achieved from this world. And yet I am engaged in karmas. So that was, and not only that, you know for certain, I have taken this incarnation, this avatar, to protect the world, to establish the dharma, destroy the adharma. Having come for this purpose, if I don't do karma, I can get lost in my Swarupa, Siddha Prajna. I am not a loser, but I am a Shrestha Purusha. I am an exalted person. People will follow suit. Yeah? Krishna is lost in meditation. We also will meditate. Krishna gets absorbed, the Swarupa, Atma Swarupa, in what these people will get absorbed. Same good old samsara only. That fellow did like this fellow did like this, she did like this happened, they cheated me, like that only. I want that, I want this, etc. So, I will be misleading the humanity. So, just like a grandfather, let us say, is as a very high post, let us say. But while playing with the grandchild, he behaves like a child only. Like that, I may be avatar, but I have to conduct myself in such a way that the people will take what is good for them. That's why I'm engaged in the karma. And if I don't do that, I'm going to mislead the people, having come to rescue them. So it is a great fault on my part. Therefore, just as people ardently take to the karmas for fulfilling desire, so also a jnani can take, there's no rule that he should take, can take to karma for the good of the humanity, loka sangraha. But one thing, maybe you have got knowledge, you know the dangers of karma as a binding in nature. Only because of that, don't dissuade the ignorant person from doing to karma. They will be at loss. So, ignorant person take it to karma, you should never dissuade. On the contrary, encourage them to take to karma. By yourself doing the karma, by setting an example. So, but never ask them not to take to karma because it is binding in nature. The mechanism of karma or the nature of karma is such that we should know who exactly does karma. In the first session of this Gita, in essence, I told our different aspects of personality. As an individual, see, we consist of physical body, sense organs, organs of action, vital hairs, prana, physiological function, mind, intellect, erroneous I notion in the body, and ignorance plus Chaitanya, pure awareness principle, pure consciousness principle called Atma Brahman. Now, as a spiritual aspirant, as a seeker, we should know which aspect in this does karma, which aspect cannot do karma. For example, for you and me to do karma, what is necessary? I am now teaching. You are listening. Accepted? For me to teach, should I not have a physical body? Should I not have organ of speech, eyes, etc.? And his body in a healthy condition to function? Yes. As for you, you also need a physical body. Sound ears, you listen, and a fit body. Is it not? The fire. So we are doing karma at the physical level, indriyas level, senses. Mind is necessary to understand. Consider pranas, of course. Without you will not survive at all. They are functioning. Whereas intellect to grasp, to decide necessary. I notion, without that you can't function with this body at all. Necessary. And you have already got ignorance, not that it is required, it is not required, but it is already there. You have to remove it. Finally, at all this level, karmas do take place. But when Chaitanya comes in picture, no karma is possible. Because Chaitanya by itself is free from I notion, free from ignorance, free from intellect, free from mind, free from pranas, free from senses, free from body. It's just like innumerable varieties of electrical gadgets do their respective function. But in the presence of electricity power, if power is switched off, none will function. But mere electricity power without gadget cannot function. If you understood this, Chaitanya is free from all these things. That is where action, karma is possible. And therefore, Chaitanya is free from karma. So Krishna says, actions are taken or taken to or take place at the embodiment level. Chaitanya Atma doesn't do anything at all. Chaitanya Atma, I, doesn't do anything at all. And yet, ignorant person mistakes the body as I and says, I do. Card is punched. One who does has to undergo the results of action. Bhoga. So because of ignorance, karmas that take place at the body level, indriya level, prana level, mental level, intellectual level, is the cause in ignorance and I notion. We take as I do, Chaitanya doesn't do anything at all. So that is the case. See, a jnani may be engaged in karma, but he knows me, Chaitanya, doesn't do at all. In my presence, activities take place. Like if electricity were to think, oh, in my presence, all these gadgets are functioning. So therefore, though a jnani knows the truth, I, Chaitanya, cannot do. In his presence, all everything takes place. Whereas a jnani doesn't know, ignorant person doesn't know. Yet, jnani should not disturb the ajnani from taking to karma. Because at this present juncture, the ignorant person does need karma only. Even though Atma Jnana is superior, he is not able to get it. Better take to karma and in the course of time, prepare the mind and gain the Atma Jnana. So therefore, the Ajnani should not be asked to stop the karma. On the contrary, so what is to be done? He should be encouraged to take to karma. But how to take to karma? Better have this attitude of what was told, karma yoga, which is now given in a nutshell. This verse is a famous verse. Mayi sarvani karmani sannasya adhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva vigata jvara. Mayi, in me. See, I told this, perhaps I told. In Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna uses the first person I, it can mean three. It can have three meanings. One is Vasudeva Sutta. Devaki Sutta, son of Vasudeva Devaki, Mr. Krishna. That I it may be. We have to see the context. Other one may be Avatara. Avatara is what? The Ishvara, Parameshwara, the creator, sustainer, and destroyer of the world. It can be I, as I. Means identity with the Bhagavad Tattva, Ishvara Tattva. Or it can be the true I, Parabrahma Tattva, Atma Tattva, Chaitanya Tattva. Now here, when he says, Mayi sarvani karmani sannasya, should be very careful about it. It happened, I will tell you what this, how this I, because I have also this I. Don't misunderstand. Because Krishna says I have to say I only. It happened many decades back. I asked about one person whom I know well yesterday. Hey, did you hear a talk by such and such great Mahatma? A great saint was there. Yes, he said. I heard. I heard. How did you find it? You know what is that? What? I have never seen an arrogant person like him. I was surprised because I was in the habit of exposing or listening his talks. Those days, YouTube, etc., were not there. Physically going and even this audio cassettes are not there. Physically attending the discourses. How do you say so? You don't know. At Azad Maidan, his talks were there. I attended them. 18th chapter was going on. And do you know what he said? Giving up all karma, dharma, surrender unto me. Who is this person to ask surrender to me? Can you imagine what happened? Krishna said, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam bhaj. Ham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. Their dharma means not religion, not the code of conduct. Their dharma means karma. Having given up all karmas, surrender to me. Me means, oh Krishna, Avatara, Ishvara. I will free you from all the samsara. Now a speaker has to say use the word I. But he didn't mean that he. Like that, you should know what, to whom that I refers to. Here also, in the case of Krishna, also three. Now here is like Ishvara, Parameshwara. As the Avatara has come. See, Sarvani Sadnyas. Adhyatma Chetasa. With Viveka Buddhi. Atma Anatma. What is I, what is not I with that. And that firm knowledge. By this, I will get Antakarna Shuddhi, which will enable me to gain the Atma Jnana. With this at the backdrop and proper knowing about it. Nirashi, without mind centered in the karma padas. Nirmamo bhutva. Oh, this is my karma. This is my karma's result. I am going to enjoy it. Let not have any mindness. Vigatachvara. Free from any anxiety, concern. Fight the battle. Yudhyasva. Now one more thing. Krishna has said Yudhyasva. What does it mean? Krishna is not asking everyone to fight. I think some political row was there. Somebody misquoted Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna's duty was to fight. After listening, don't go on fighting with the family members. Krishna said fight. No. If there was a household lady, he would have said, take care of her home. Means do your duty. It happened that Arjuna's duty was to fight in the battle for the dharma. Just left in dharma. Yudhyasva vigatajvara. So that means attitude must be not that I do for gaining this, etc. I do in dedication to Ishvara. You know what happens? By that, your all expectations, hope for benefits, which are the main source of anxiety, concern, and restless in the mind, they get hushed. I am doing for the sake of Ishvara. As a result, what happens? Mind is free from such worries, anxieties, and concern, and your performance of karma gets an excellence. You do karma in a better manner because your mind is not scattered in worries, anxiety, and concern. It is solely behind the karma. Karma gains the excellence. Why? Another thing, I'm doing it for Ishvara. Will you not offer the best to Ishvara? Huh? So therefore, it is to our advantage. In this sense, we can say karma yoga makes a person efficient. But is a secondary result. There yoga karma so kaushala vastu. Karma yoga is skill in action. It doesn't mean that no proficiency in action. Then a pickpocket will be a karma yogi because he knows in such a way without your knowledge it picks your pocket. No. There, karma, which is binding in nature, you transform in a thing which releases from nature. Skill. Here, you make your mind free from afflictions of worry, anxiety, concern, restlessness, because you are dedicated to Ishvara. The karma will yield the best result. In this context, let me share with you a few instances. You know the World War, Hitler was involved. During the, of course, Hitler lost first, finally. German army was defeated. But observers found that German army was the best army. After some years, one journalist asked the field marshal von Moltke, the aging person at that time. He said, "Sir, what was your criteria?" Means of the German armies. What is your criteria in recruiting the general staff members of officers? Officers. The aging field marshal thought for a while. He said, for this, our requirements are more than a quality and absence of quality. To recruit officers, we see absence of one quality in the person. What is that? He said, ambition. If the person is an ambitious person, he will be interested in climbing the ladder. He is interested in only getting promotion and promotion, not the welfare of the army and the nation. We don't recruit such climbers. They are of no use to us. We recruit those who are dedicated for the cause. Karma Yoga. For my nation, or for my army, there's a one unit. One other thing is that, one more thing. Lao Tzu, TSU, Lao Tzu or something. 2000 years back, Chinese philosopher. He says the true self-interest teaches selflessness. True 2000 years after Bhagavad Gita only, true self-interest teaches selflessness in the sense, if you are more and more selfless, you will be accomplishing more and more self-interest. More and more self-interest. Another psychiatrist, Dr. Viktor E. Frankl. Dr. Viktor E. Frankl, a Jew psychiatrist. He had undergone German concentration camp and survived. And is a psychiatrist of the level of, what is that? Freud and Carl Jung. Is such high level psychiatrist. He used to say always like this. What is that? I tell my students again and again that do not aim at success. Remember, I'm repeating. Do not aim at success. More and more you make the success your target, more and more it is going far and far from you. More and more you make the success your target and you be after it. Far and far it goes from you. Success must happen as a result of your karma, the action. Means you should be after your actions, not after the success. And if you do so, means your soul mind is preoccupied in the karma and you are totally forgotten about the success. If done so, the unintended effect of your karma actions is success will pursue you. Success will run behind you. So therefore, we should not, our mind should not be centered on the success, but action. This is more possible when we dedicate to a higher principle. Now here, highest principle is not Ishvara. Even Swami Vivekananda said, dedicate your karmas to Ishvara. If you say, I can't conceive this Ishvara at all, I don't know who is it. Well, okay. Then dedicate your karmas to the nation. I do for this nation, my nation. Even that is not possible. I think today is Swami Vivekananda Jayanti, I believe. If it is not possible, dedicate it to your society. Even that you can't do, dedicate your karmas to your family. Even if that you can't do, dedicate your karma to your wife. For heaven's sake, don't do karma for yourself. This is what Swami Vivekananda said. Dedicate to someone other than you. But best thing is what to Ishvara. At least nation, society, society. So therefore, So what happens? These worries, anxieties, concern, they go. In fact, it happened. Many examples can be given. This is an incident that happened in India. I don't remember the year, maybe 1950s or so, or something like that, when Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister. It seemed in Kashmir, one, I forgot his name, youngster from a royal family was there. And he had joined army. And he joined army. One day he was belonging to Buddhism. Once the spiritual head of a monastery in Ladakh came to his house. And they were devoted to the entire family. And told this, he came to know that this youngster is in the army. He said, if the time comes, you should help me. This youngster doesn't know what it is about. He said, yes. Few years passed. One day, this actually happened. One day he got a dream. This monk has come. Please save our monastery in Ladakh. Pakistani army is on the way. And it was winter, all snow-clad. There was no way to go to Ladakh. And he woke up. And he was in. And he came to know it true. In that, they are already marched ahead. Within a few weeks, they are going to reach Ladakh, and there is no defense at all. Ladakh falls. So what to do? He hatched a plan that with the permission of the superiors, he will take about 2-3 dozens of soldiers on ponies with arms, etc., etc., and through some pass, some route, he will reach. See the plan. There his friend was there in Ladakh, was an engineer. Right? With the help of the engineer, I will make an airstrip. And we should request our central government to send the troop by flight. He went to superiors. He said, what madness? Is it possible? First thing, you will not be able to reach through that pass also. And how dare you think that you will be able to make an airstrip? He was so insistent. Finally, he became of course, he was a major, is not a big officer, top officer also. He became a nuisance for them. Just to get rid of this nuisance, they decided with write off two dozens of soldiers and some arms, etc. Let him go. And gave permission. To make the story short, he did reach Ladakh, and then did make an airstrip with the help of his in the thing. Meanwhile, he trained the local people to fight. How they can fight it? Because some guns, etc., he had taken. And requested the central government to send this by the flight. The Prime Minister is not ready to send it. He has got his own reasons for it. He is not ready to send it. Because airship is ready. All that is sent by this thing. Then finally the pressure got so built up that the Prime Minister had to agree, and the army was airlifted to this. By the time the Pakistani army reached, they finished them off. These were success. I had told this in one of the public talks on Bhagavad Gita in suburbs of Mumbai. After the talk, one gentleman came to me. He said, Swamiji, I was the pilot, one of the pilots who was airlifting the Indian army to Ladakh. Such a coincidence. He was very happy that this incident was told. Dedication. Our monastery must be saved. See what an adventure he did. It was really a foolish proposal, but he succeeded. So like this, Mayi sarvani karmani sanyasya dhyapati. So having dedicated all the karmas to me, and if you dedicate to Ishvara, you will get ananta phala. Best result of it. So therefore, at the same time, your mind is free from worries, anxiety, and concern. And at last time I told, I notion. The wrong notion of I-ness in the body is not there. Otherwise, at all levels of fulfillment is that I, and the body comes. And therefore, this is the way to take to karma as karma yoga. Offer unto Ishvara. So therefore, those people who adhere by this advice of me and take to karma yoga, in the course of time, they will get the highest. But means those people who have got Shraddha in my word. Krishna has told this. Krishna can never go wrong. He is a Parameshwara. Has come to our help as avatar with full Shraddha and without cavilling at Krishna. Now, who is this Krishna to tell us, etc.? No. With a due reverence. Those who take to this pursuit like this, in the course of time, they get the highest. But those who people who do not, they will come to ruin. Now that here, question comes. Krishna, Arjuna may ask, Arjuna not ask, but Krishna takes for granted. Krishna, you are Yogeshwara. You are the Parameshwara. Why not people should listen to you? Why not people should listen? Arjuna, there is a reason. Every individual who is born with a software. Those days the word software may not be there, but today it fits, software word fits very properly. What is a software? The impressions, the samskaras of papa, punya, of past lives, which has manifest at the time of taking this birth, this embodiment. It's called Prakriti. Krishna Sadrisham Chetare Sasya Prakriti jnanavanapi. 33. Prakritim yandi bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. 33. Krishna asked this question to answer. Every being is born with the Prakriti, means this software of past samskaras. And as per the software, everything goes on. Nigraha kim karishyati. What can self-control do? Means you are programmed. When you are programmed, you will be according to the software of that program. It can't be changed unless software itself is changed. It says you have to change the software, for which you have to initiate the efforts. How come? Says Indriyasya indriyasya arte raga dvesha vyavati. Tayorna vasham taviyasya paripanti. For every individual, every movement, with the interaction of sense organs and organs of action with the objects, he is confronted with raga, dvesha, likes, dislikes. Every moment in life, we are confronted with this. This is good, this is not. This is like, this is like, not like this, like. This is where things go wrong. We should not get guided by likes and dislikes. We should get guided by what is right and what is wrong in the long run for us, which is told in Shastras. Shastra tells, this is good for you, though you may not like it, but do it. Shastra says, this is bad for you, though you like it, better give it up. Don't get guided by likes and dislikes, which you face every moment in life. To do this or to do that. Get guided by Shastra. Know for certain what is the final purpose of life. Shastra steers you through, guides you in such a way that you do those things which will be helpful to you to accomplish your final goal of life. It tells you avoid those things which will be hindrance to your final goal of life. So, raga dvesha better overcome by following the guidelines of. Now, with this background, Krishna gives few tips while taking to karma. What type of karma duties you have to take to, etc. We'll see next time. Last time, the question was, your Miss Shastra is telling that I, the Chaitanya Parama, is Paramananda Sarup. I in reality is Paramatma. How do you say so? To some extent, we are seeing first thing, Shruti, Veda Upanishad, the Pramana. Bhagavad Gita is Pramana, because it has come from Ishvara. Number two, it is verified by link of a great master from the Parameshwara himself. It is verified. Number three, to an extent, we can understand by inference. This is what we were seeing last time. I gave one example of sleep. Immediately after you wake up from sleep, you should not be thinking of all other things, what to be done. Just at that moment, observe the state of your mind. The disposition is such that Actually, you are not indulging in the sense object. Vishaya Bhoga has not started, you are just woken up. But you have some sort of happiness, some joy. From where it came? You are not seeing a beautiful sight. You are not enjoying music. You are not relishing a delicious dish. From where it came? In sleep, though your mind was not active, you were at one ment with your Swarupa, which is Paramananda Swarupa. And no sorrows. When you woke up, those samskaras, impressions were lingering. And this lingering happiness is from your Paramananda Swarupa only. It can be a good meditation. Don't jump into activities the moment you wake up. In your bed only, no lights around, better get up early, not when everything is bright. Climate, the environment also is calm at that time because the world is yet to bristle into activities. Peaceful. Exposed to this disposition. You are meditating, a Swarupa. Of course, it is not totally, it is a very infinitesimal lingering impressions. If such minute impressions are so, means what is the actual ananda? Many examples. One more example. Let us see. Sunday afternoon, you have no pressing work. You had a very sumptuous lunch. You are not dozing. Important. You are not dozing. You have no hand at your work at hand. You are just relaxing, sitting. Just observe this position. At that time, you are not eating. You already finished the lunch. You are happy. You are at ease. That happens called Chidakasha. Chaitanya peeping as it were in the Swarupa. Let us say, the monsoon is over. The blue autumnal sky, Sharad Rutu, sky in the autumn. No patch of clouds, but a solitary place and gazing at the sky. There's some delight. It's not because something indulgence of Vishaya Bhoga. That is Chaitanya as if manifest. Let us say you are going through a countryside. Vast stretch of paddy field. Slush green. Paddy grass is what? Means yet paddy yet to come into fruition. Green leaves. There is no whiff of breeze. Everything is standstill. You see this, have the experience. Mind is in such a disposition, so desirable because happy state. It is a Chaitanya manifest. Yes, it is manifest always, but it is shrouded by other things. Here, little opening it got. Vast ranges of mountain distance. You are a solitary person, not in the hub of city. Look at them. Your mind is still, that happiness is what? Chaitanya. In short, any happiness, including marital happiness, we get by eating, listening music, entertainment. When your desires get fulfilled, any Vishaya Ananda, any sense pleasure born of contact of senses, indriyas with the Vishaya sense object is infinitesimal portion of limitless Ananda, Paramananda, our Swarup. This is the truth. But we discard that Paramananda, our Swarupa, and run after this. You may ask, what is wrong in that? Everything is wrong. How come? To have this self-pleasure, I'm telling you, see, another thing. We are discussing the, what is that, life, wherein the maximum happiness is in the marital happiness. Because that state of mind is such that it gives happiness. All sense pleasures, irrespective of what sense object it is, happiness you get is only that really sense object, including whatever it may be, doesn't give happiness. It is a state of mind that gives happiness, and what surfaces in Chaitanya Atma only. So the question is, what is wrong if you get this? You decide whether wrong or right. Okay. Tell me, what is the first and foremost investment for this sense pleasure? No, you invest money to get the returns. To get the Vishaya Bhoga, to sense pleasure, what is the first capital investment? You know it or not? Body. It's called Bhogayatana, hutment of experience, abode of experience. Without body, what can you do? Then sense organs, organs of action must be in good condition. Body must be in a healthy condition, free from disease, etc. Mind is a sound mind. Intellect is a sharp intellect. Then you should have the Vishaya sense object. You may get it. But when they are in your world, they may decline, they may live, you may get separated from that, or they may deteriorate. Any guarantee of all these things? In spite of that, what you get is a little bit. Discard your Swarupa. Bhagavad Krishna has to say, or Upanishads have to say, why not directly came your Swarupa Paramananda? And having run after this Vishaya Bhoga sense pleasure, get subject to Janma Marana, Janma Marana, Janma Marana. So therefore, that is why Vedanta first says, write about, find out the folly, mistake is running after sense pleasure. Educate your mind and slowly discern, inquire what is real I, what is not real I, and ascertain the real I, Paramananda Swarupa. Sense pleasures are like dog chewing the dry bone. You know that? Dogs are in the habit of doing the child, chewing the dry bone. You know why? Dry bone is rough. And by chewing, the tongue gets ulcerated. Blood comes. And the dog thinks that saline taste, which relishes, is from this bone. No. One more thing. Camels are in the habit of rushing to to eat particular bush. They relish eating it. But if they eat once for weeks together, they can't drink water because that bush is nothing but thorns. In fact, camel owners keep a big stick, and if they see such bushes and camels running, they beat and see that it doesn't eat it. But what does the camel think? When it eats, its mouth gets ulcerated, blood comes. Oh, because of eating. Like that, we run after the Vishayas and get some happiness with our own thing, like blood oozing, and get subjected to sorrows, camel getting ulcerated by mouth. Any Vishaya Bhoga, sense pleasure, you have to depend on many factors. Any dependence, a sanyoga, a union, is bound to get separated. Viyoga. Sanyoga means viyoga is bound to be there. And separation, viyoga is there. So therefore, it's a matter of little commerce. Sense pleasure, Vishaya Bhoga, Vishayananda is not worth investing, for which Viveka is required. That bold mind which discovers this fact and who has the courage to withstand the stream of the world and move against it. If not, pray. Ishvara will help. That's why. So our Swarupa is Paramananda Swarupa. But it is verifiable. It is not like heavens, which cannot be verified. This can be verified. But a disposition, Shuddha Antakarma, is necessary, for which Bhagavan Krishna is elaborating Karma Yoga. The question now, further we'll see some tips while taking to karma. He's going to tell, we'll see that. Om Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.